Welcome to the mole roadmap. Essentially what's going to happen is we're going to take that first video and we're going to combine a bunch of things today. Okay, so what we're going to start off with is this map. So all of the conversions that you learned in the first video are all about moles. And so what's happening is you're going to take these conversions and you're going to connect it just like a map. So to go from mass to moles, you should have learned that 1 mole equals the molar mass of a substance. So this is your road. In order to go from mass to moles or moles to mass, this is the conversion you have to do. Then moles to particles. First off, you've got to remember particles is FEMA. So anything, formula units, ions, molecules, or atoms. If it says any of that, then it's dealing with particles. The conversion you learned there is that 1 mole equals 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd parts. Okay, again, this is the conversion. Anytime you're in the conversion table that we're going to use, we're going to go from moles to particles, particles to moles. This is what you use. Last conversion, you should have learned that 1 mole equals 22.4 liters. Okay, so what this means, I have an example here for you. You always are going to start from your given and get to your unknown, just like a map. So what I usually do is I draw that map. A quick hand of it, moles in the middle, grams, FEMA, and liters. This is my quick hand map of this here. Okay, if you're not trying to write all that out every single time, this is what I do. So where are we starting? Where are we going? So it says 5.5 grams. 5.5 grams of sodium chloride. Now, sodium chloride, I give you the words, you have to give me the formula, just like we did last unit. So Na has a charge of 1, Cl has a charge of 1, and cross. This is the most forgotten step. It's like we move on to the next unit and students completely forget that they have to cross charges. You still have to do that. Okay, so we're starting at grams. This is where we're starting. It is asking for how many formula units. Formula units is a type of particle, so it's FEMA. So what this is showing you is you have to go from grams to moles and then moles to particles, just like a GPS does in your car and on your phone and stuff. Okay, so we're going to set up our map, our conversion table. We have 5.5 grams of NaCl on top. We have grams of NaCl on top, so we're going to put grams of NaCl on the bottom. You should always have that diagonal effect, just like we've done other conversion tables. Whatever you're trying to get to in the first step goes on top. This is why the map helps you. Wherever you're going goes on top. So we're going to moles of NaCl on top. Okay. Now, from the last video, you should have realized every time there was a mole, you're going to put a 1. Mole is 1. Mole is 1. When you have grams, okay, you've got to remember what that conversion is to go from moles to grams or grams to moles. So 1 mole is the molar mass. So anytime you have grams in your conversion table, you have to find molar mass. Okay, so this is our little side work over here. Sodium is 23. Chlorine is 35.5, so that gives you 58.5. Okay, grams cancel. We're left with moles. That is not where we need to be. That is not our final destination, so you're going to keep on going just like you do in a car. So we're going to keep on going in our little table here. Same exact pattern as before. We have moles on top, so we're going to put moles on the bottom. Whatever you're trying to get to goes on top. In this case, we're now over here. We're going up to particles, and specifically we're looking for formula units. So formula units of NaCl. Okay, moles is always 1. Formula units is a type of particle. If you remember from this map here, anytime you have a particle, you're going to use 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. Okay, moles cancel. We're at formula units, which is what we need. So now all you have to do is plug it into the calculator and find your answer. So we're going to do 5.5 times 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd divided by 58.5. Sig figs, you're always going to look at that beginning, so it's only 2 sig figs here. So for our final answer, you should have 5.7 times 10 to the 22nd formula units of NaCO. Done. Okay, let's try one more example. So we're going to draw a little table. Moles in the middle, grams, FEMA, liters. Where are we starting? Where are we going? So where we're starting is always what the number is. So we're starting with 4.30 times 10 to the 22nd molecules. Now molecules you can abbreviate, because I know some of you don't like writing everything out. You can abbreviate molecules with MOLC. That is the abbreviation for it, but you need to make sure that your C looks like a C and not an E, because if you abbreviate molecules, it's going to look exactly like moles, and you got to be careful. So molecules of CO2. So we're starting at FEMA because M is molecules. What is the question asking? So now we're going to go back to this, and it says, what is the volume? Volume means we're going down here. We're going to liters. All right? So this table, again, tells you exactly what to do. So we're at FEMA. We need to go to moles first, and then moles to liters. Exactly like your table should have. We have molecules on top. We're going to put molecules on the bottom. As soon as that pattern clicks, this should be the easiest thing you ever do in here. Okay? Whatever you're trying to get to goes on top. So you figure out the bottom because of the diagonal effect. You figure out the top because the map helps you out. We're going to moles of CO2, so that goes on top. All right, moles, 1. Moles is always 1. Molecules is a type of particle. Types of particles get that 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. Okay, molecules cancel. We are not done. We got to keep on going because we're here. This is downtown. We don't need to be in downtown. We need to be down in volume land over here, okay? So we're going to keep on rolling. Same effect. We got moles on top. We're going to put moles on the bottom. Whatever you're trying to get to goes on top. So now we're trying to get to liters. So you're going to put liters on top. All right, moles, 1. I should hear you saying that while you're watching this video. Liters, we haven't done this one yet in this video. Liters, anytime you have liters in the table, you're going to use 22.4. You don't have to do any kind of calculations. The only time you have to do any kind of adding is if grams is in the problem. If grams isn't there, you just use these numbers, okay? So you're going to use 22.4. Moles cancel. You're left with liters, which is what the question's asking for. So you multiply the top, divide by the bottom. Now you got to be careful how you plug this one in because of this guy here. When you have numbers at the bottom, if it's more than 1, you need to put them in parentheses. So watch how I do it. So we're going to do, you can put the top in parentheses too. That one's not that big of a deal. So 4.30 times 10 to the 22nd times 22.4, close parentheses, divided by, open parentheses, 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd, close parentheses, equals 1.6. Now sig figs, this has 3 sig figs, so this has to have 3 sig figs, so 1.6 is not correct. We got to add another sig fig on there, so 1.60 liters of CO2. Okay? It's all about following this guy right here. If you draw this out, if you're able to imagine it or something, and you go through the motions, it's really not that difficult.